What's going on, people? It is your boy Sophus, and when the world has needed me most,
I've come to save the world.
I really enjoyed this series. I really enjoyed the series a lot. Like, I guess we're just gonna go just jump straight into it. Like almost a decade ago, I watched the Hitman Reborn anime like through its entirety, and then after I done with it, it was like, yeah, there's still like 2 more arcs after the anime finished that you can read in the manga, and I just never did that. Never got around to it. Outright never did it. Don't know why. I just never did. And then I'm not really sure what spurred this curiosity in me, but it happened. So I just decided to just go back. I just rewatched the anime, not in its entirety. I kind of just like rewatched the fight scenes and stuff, and kind of just remembered what was happening. So, oh, this happened, that happened. I remember this. Oh god, he did that. Oh cool, Goku there was a beast. Stuff like that. And then once I kind of just refreshed myself with the characters, the story and whatnot, I just finished the manga from where I left off, which would be the Inheritance arc and the Vangola arc. Overall, thoroughly enjoyed the series. I really thoroughly enjoyed the series. There are things that confuse the fuck out of me. There are things that confuse the absolute fuck out of me. Like the whole Miss Flame, the flames in general, but the whole Miss Flame thing and the illusions being so real that, or so good that they're like almost real, but they're not real, but they're real enough to like to give you fake organs, even though you don't really have organs, but like you think you do, so therefore you won't die. And like, what the fuck? The whole flames thing is like, yeah, I have flames, rain flames. They're flames that create water. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Stuff like that. Utterly confusing. Doesn't make any sense. But it's one of those things where I don't really think Hitman is looking to be like the deepest or most well-written story you'll ever see, or none of this stuff. And you kind of just enjoy it for what it is. And that's kind of what I did. I just kind of just liked it. A lot of things that are confusing, like the whole thing with Damon Spade coming back in the Inheritance arc. I just don't know, bro. I just like I'm dead, but my illusions are so good, even though I'm dead, is like I possessed you with my illusions, and I've been body hopping for all these years. That's why I'm still here, even though my body isn't here anymore. Whatever. Kind of just take it for what it is, right? And his whole motive. I love Vangola so much that I'm going to outright destroy Vangola to prove how much I love it. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but you enjoy it for what it is. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of feel like Hitman Reborn really is. An overall extremely enjoyable series. The very last arc, the Anka arc, super fun to read. Got kind of weird towards the end. I'm not sure if the ending was outright rushed or something, because like they kind of just gave the whole explanation. They quite literally said, yeah, aliens. And I was like, what? And that was just kind of it. You kind of just like, whatever. You know, it's one of those moments when I'm reading the series, I'm like, what? But you know, you kind of just take it for what it is and you just enjoy it. There are things about this series, if you look too hard at it, if you try too hard to dissect it, if you try too hard to think about it, you'll just sit there and you'll just be like questioning yourself. Like the whole thing with Byakuran, like the future arc was long as hell. And then you get into like the very next arc, and the whole purpose of the previous arc, as long as it was like to completely erase this dude from the timeline and all the alternate timelines and all this stuff, and then boom, shows up in the next arc, and you're just like, all right, and that was it. And like he wasn't even like that important to the rest of the story. Like he shows up in the very next arc, say Yamamoto's life, and then he's in an arc after that, and he's not like super important because he got dispelled with pretty quickly, and there's just a lot of stuff happening. And it kind of seemed like it was just ending. I do feel that it wasn't like a very resolute ending. It didn't make me feel quite much outside of the fact that reading Hitman and finishing Hitman kind of just made me go like, well, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I'll to this day I'll probably go back and rewatch a lot of the fight scenes from the anime and stuff like that, and I really would have liked a lot of these fight scenes in the manga from the Inheritance arc and the Vangola arc get animated. probably won't happen, but I really enjoy that. There are things about the Hitman Reborn battle sequences that kind of irk me, like for the sake of there's always some kind of gimmick or stipulation to the fight where it's not like a real fight. It's like we gotta destroy this thing or protect this thing or do this thing, or we're gonna fight by these rules and stuff for some reason. They're just like, it's never just like I'm about to just beat the shit out you just for the sake of just beating the shit out you. It's always some kind of catch, some kind of game or gimmick to be played. And I guess on one level that makes it enjoyable. On the other hand, it's kind of weird. Like when Ryohei was fighting the one dude from the Shimon family. It was like, yeah, first one of us to hit our knees. I'm sorry. First one of us to hit our knees is going to lose. I'm just like, why is these weird rules always in place of these fights and stuff like that? Or like the game they played in the future arc when they were in the place with the buildings and the other reality with the buildings and stuff. And it was always like a weird game to the fights. I would have much rather they'd have just been beating the hell out of each other. But nevertheless, I didn't take away my enjoyment from them. I think that's why I like that little raid arc the most, when they raided Byakuran's compound, even though he wasn't there, and they fought the funeral rates, but not the real funeral rates, the fake funeral rates, and they just raided that place, and Goku there fought Gamma, and Yamamoto fought the Phantom Knight and stuff like that. Nevertheless, I really enjoyed, finally, after all these years, going back and finishing the series. It is iconic. It is like super awesome. I recommend anybody who hasn't sat there and ready to watch it to do so, because you will definitely enjoy it. The opening song slap if you watch the anime, so there's that, you know what I mean? And then you do get a sense of just like enjoying these characters. The only thing I can compare it to kind of like how like with Fairy Tail, don't really like the story, don't really like the way the fights end, but I do enjoy the lore and the characters and their interactions, and Hitman kind of gives you that feeling. But yeah, nevertheless, like, overall, good series. I enjoyed it. Recommend it. It is your boy, Soulfist. Hell Hydra.